Today we continue our Runequest starter set, Soloquest, and where we last left our hero, Vasana, and her bison Mullen, we actually trampled through the enemy ranks. Our commander, I believe, Kalir, she's currently in a duel with a lunar rune lord, Horatio Hostilius, what a name. Without looking directly at you, she bellows, "Stand by, I have a use for you when I am finished with this cur." What are we going to do next? Are we going to obey Kalir and just watch and wait and see how this duel goes? Or are we going to forsake honor and ensure Kalir's safety? Let's play to find out. Back to the channel. This is the Sacred Art of Gaming, and we're continuing with Soloquest, which is kind of like a choose your own adventure starter set for Runequest that helps teach you the rules. So let's there's been a significant gap since I've played the first half, but we're gonna continue. I will say also in this moment time freezes for Vasana, and she has this moment of clarity where her skills upgrade just a bit. I risked it as I do, but I did get some upgrades, if you can even tell. I'd say it's mostly a net positive. I probably broke even with risking it, but I was able to upgrade a few skills, very similar to some other games that do a similar deal where you need to roll over the skill. You need to roll over the skill, which normally you'd be rolling under. In this case, you're trying to roll over to see if you increase it in some way. If you do, then you can either take a flat 3%, which is the average, or risk it to get the biscuit and roll a d6. And I did that, because why not? I did upgrade riding bison, so just picture in her mind, you know, all of these skills, she's like a muscle memory thing. She's just unlocking a slight increase in ability. Nothing down here, unfortunately. Yeah, that sucks. So yeah, riding my bison. Composite bow, I had a solid 5, which was great. Scan upgraded a little bit, that is a 3. Hate for the Lunar Empire, that was a tough roll, but was able to squeak out a 2 there, and a 2 for loyalty to Sartar. Alright, so, where were we? I'm gonna try and keep the choose your own adventure text off camera. Let me know if that bothers you. I think that should be the way to go though. So, obey Kalir, watch and wait, go to 97, or, oh, and of course there's spoilers for this. to forsake honor, ensure Kalir's safety, Vasana can try to stab Horatio in the back, go to 98. This feels obvious to me for what I believe Vasana is, and that is that she's going to obey Kalir and wait, go to 97. You fall in behind Kalir at the back of the Melian Watch. It takes you a few moments to catch your breath. Next to you, the battle between Kalir and Horatio swings one way and then the other. In the middle of one fierce exchange, she takes a long, ugly gash on her forehead. At one point, Kalir misses with a strike and slips sideways. Your heart leaps to your throat, but before Horatio can strike, Kalir dives under his blow, then comes up and slashes down his back. He falls to his knees and lets his weapon drop from his hand in surrender. Kalir wipes blood from a cut above her brow and gestures to her warriors, who drag the commander away. The lunar lines are wavering, but you can see fresh troops pouring in to provide support. Kalir gestures to you wordlessly, then swings up onto her horse and leads you back towards the camp with her head held high. Kalir's injury reminds the Sartarites how much of their hopes hang on a single person. Despite her victory, morale is shaken somewhat. Reduce the BRT by 5%. Damn it! So our BRT is currently at +3. We started so well, but taking some hits. I'm kind of tracking that. I don't think that's on camera, but I got a little sticky here. Okay, so go to 101. Kalir leads you back from the front and towards the Sartarite tents. She pauses to bark a few orders to reposition her forces, then turns to you. Before she can speak, the sound of hoofbeats echo from the riverbank. A lunar cavalry charge slams into the Sartorite infantry, devastating them. Kalir swears and turns back to you. Listen to me. We have a reserve of cavalry hidden in Dangerford village, but something has interrupted our order to attack. Go south. There is a signal camp hidden in the cliffs. You must have passed it coming to the isle. Get the messengers to send the alert. Blow the horn yourself if you must. She clasps your forearms, then turns and darts towards the packs of Sartorite archers. They draw their weapons as she approaches, then join her in a charge to reinforce the Sartorite front line. You are left alone in the middle of the camp. The fate of the battle hangs with you! Molin, Vasana and Molin's bison. If Vasana was inspired, it ends. What? If she had cast shield... Oh, gotcha. Inspired is in italics. If she had cast shield with a 15-minute duration, that also ends. Go to 105. The cries from the battlefield grow louder. There's not much time. You spin about and hurry to the southern side of Danger Isle. The deep water of the Dangerford stretches out serenely before you. You scan the horizon and spot in the distance a raised section of wooded cliffs. You know that this halfway point between Danger Isle and Dangerford village hides the hidden signal camp and the all-too-critical cavalry horn. There's no good reason you can think of that the war horn hasn't sounded. Miscommunication seems impossible at such a critical time. More likely, the camp is under attack. Your timely arrival could be critical. You can take off running towards the signal camp. It will be a long trip, but you can plan your approach on the way. You could head straight for the gate or climb up the cliffs, approaching the signal camp from the rear. If the camp has been overrun, this could let you launch a surprise attack. If Molin wasn't killed, oh my god, Molin getting killed, I can't imagine. If he wasn't killed or wounded in battle, you can ride towards the signal camp. This will be faster and let you charge your opposition, but it will limit your ability to use stealth. I think we're going to do that, because time is of the essence. To ride Molin, if you can, go to 114. I guess one downside is you do kind of lose the art. Check it out, 114. A lunar cavalry officer, pretty cool. The ride to the signal camp will take you only a few minutes. You mount Molin and spur him on his way with a rumbling growl. He shifts his enormous bulk, and you cut through the waters of the Dangerford like a knife. Halfway across the creek, you spot movement out of the corner of your eye. It appears a single lunar rider has split away from the group and is moving quickly towards you. You don't know what they're doing so far from the fighting. The rider spots you moving across the creek and moves to intercept you. You don't have time to get caught up in a battle. You urge your bison on and try to outpace the lunar rider. Make an opposed ride roll against the lunar opponent's 50% ride. If you roll a better success, go to 115. If you roll the same success or worse, go to 116. I kind of want them to have their own D1 hundo. Now that that is all sorted out, I will be the nice Dice Nest dice, of course. This will be them, which may have came with this game. It either came with this or Pendragon, maybe. What else? Yeah, I feel like it had to have been one of those. All right, differing weight though. So we are trying to outride them. We're trying to make our roll. It's a opposed roll. I think I'm gonna roll, and then if it's questionable, I'll figure it out after. Okay. We have 53 and 85. Low is good right now, but we both failed, so that is good. If you roll a better success, go to 115. If you roll the same success or worse, go to 116. Okay. 116 it is. That actually makes things easier. I'm glad I didn't dive into additional rules. You ride flat out. The ground turns to a blur beneath you. Your every muscle aches as you lean forward in your saddle, desperate to outpace the rider behind you. The south bank draws closer and closer, but just as you think you've escaped, you spot the glint of a lance arcing towards you. Vasana was not quick enough and has been caught by her enemy. You will need to roll an attack for the lunar rider. Roll the rider's lance attack, 70%, and Vasana's own parry or dodge. Determine hit location. Aha! then apply damage if the horseman overwhelms the combined value of any shield or armor. Okay. So, first things first, we're gonna do another opposed roll. So, the rider's lance attack is 70%, that's not good. And Vasana's parry or dodge. My heart tells me dodge without looking at the stats. Just based on the scenario, here's dodge. Dodge is terrible. How's parry? Here we go. Almost forgot there's a whole chart for this. Attack and parry results. So, unfortunately our shield skill did not go up. That's what we're going to be using for the parry. Okay, so let's roll. He's got me outpaced in terms of this better stat, but let's see. Oh god, high rolls are not my friend, but he also rolled very high. 93 and 95, those are both gonna miss. Now, looking at our chart, are either of those fumbles? It's possible. It's possible we fumbled. 95 and a 93. Oh, it would have to be extremely high. Okay. Okay, so we both fumbled. Let's take a look. And we attempted to parry, or we both failed, I should say. A failed attack versus a failed parry. We both missed. All right, cool. There's a lot of steps to figure out something kind of simple. All right, where were we? We can kind of skip all of this because, like, ultimately nothing happened. If Vasana survives but collapses, then her world quickly fades to black. She has been captured, and her role in the battle and in this adventure is over. Go to 188. If she is killed, okay, that has not happened either. If she withstands the lunar assault, record any damage taken and go to 117. Sweet! You keep your grip on the reins and urge Molin onwards. The bison splashes through the water while the lunar rider, unbalanced from their charge, takes a moment to regain their balance. You can put enough distance between you and the rider in that short time to reach the edge of the danger ford. Assuming that you are retreating, the lunar spins about and rides back to the battlefield. You've escaped. You focus back on the path ahead. In the distance, you can see the rising shape of the wooded cliffs jutting out from the ground like a tooth. You know those woods hide the signal camp. You spur Molin forward. Not long now. You reach the base of the wooded hills and pause for a moment to catch... Wait, no, sorry. That was the end of that. I go to 128. Sweet. Molin trundles forward. You reach the base of the foothills and gallop onwards. The trees blur past to either side as you arrive at the hidden camp. It's a grisly sight. Bodies litter the ground, some hanging halfway out of the sunken embankment. Arrows, spears, and bits of magically thrown debris stick out of the cadavers at odd angles. The corpses are Sartorite and Lunar alike. The warriors here fought like lions. Only one figure is still moving, looking for survivors among his fallen allies, a Lunar warrior, armor covered in the blood of his brethren and yours. He stands tall, Kopi raised. Copus. I should look how to say that. Clearly he heard the thundering sound of your bison approaching. He raises his weapon as you pull Molin to a halt. Stop there, barbarian! The Lunar shouts. He raises a gloved hand. I am Volstar, son of Pajim. I have captured this outpost in the name of the Lunar Empire. For wandering here, you have intruded upon the Empire's plans. If you will surrender to me, I will take you prisoner in accordance with our laws. If you refuse, then I challenge you to a duel. Show honor. Dismount your bison. Give me your name and your answer. You hesitate before your answer. As dishonorable as it would be, you could just run this lunar down. A single charge might make all the difference. That is not the way of Vasana. Vasana levels her lance and charges, go to 152. If she is willing to level the field, she may dismount and try to speak to him. If she agrees to a fair duel, go to 129. It's a lunar warrior. What would she get out of speaking to him? She's got a lot of hate for the Lunar Empire. Duel it is! 129. Oh, hell yeah. We got some art. Vostar, son of Pajim. Yeah, he's not messing around. You and Vostar square off in the center of the hidden camp. Lunar and Sartorite casualties litter the battlefield, and the sound of the larger battle rings in the distance. Vostar has drawn his short kopie blade and donned his battered shield. His armor is dented from the previous battle, and you can see bloody bandages peeking out from under his clothes. But his face is set in a determined line. He will stop at nothing to defeat you. If Vostar wins the duel, the reinforcements will not arrive in time. But if you can force him to yield, you can sound the horn and may still sway the battle. You can each let out a pealing battle cry, run forward, and clash in the center of the camp. Vasana has promised a fair duel. You may increase her honor by plus D4. Sweet! Big money, big money! 2, I'll take it. 72% honor, that's us. Okay. If you wish, Vasana may attempt to draw inspiration from her honor passion. I dig it. Choose a skill to inspire. This combat is happening in close quarters, so either her broadsword or medium shield skills will be useful. Make an honor roll if you succeed. Okay, yes, I would like to make an honor roll, especially with it being 72 now. Our shield is 55, and our broadsword, I believe, is very good, 90%. So we are going to attempt to inspire our shield skill. I think is the way to go. Our honor is 72. 74, are you kidding me? Oh, that sucks. Okay, if you fail, go to 131. That sucks, okay. So victory can be snatched and defeat avoided by those who are willing to disgrace themselves, but there is only empty joy in unworthy success, and the pain from defeat held back with lies sting all the more. Honor is a constant. It exists outside of the wills and whims of individuals. But how is this sneaking, this treachery, this subterfuge, how is this honor? Every moment of this war has been filled with bloodshed and deceit. In an act of murder redeemable just because it is done honorably, you find yourself blinking, distracted, whereas Vostar is cool, calm, and collected. He is ready for battle. If you failed to roll for inspiration, you must reduce Vasana's chosen skill by 20%! For the duel's duration, the scenario will note when the effect of the failed inspiration fades, go to 133. Wow, that sucks. That is not good. So hopefully the offensive ability helps us out here. We're going to 133. You circle one another, each looking for an opening, an opportunity to strike. Every tiny movement could betray the opening that could win the battle. Take a note of this entry. You'll return here. Sure. Choose any of the following actions to take. You may choose the same action multiple times, but may either attack with a weapon or magic, not both. When Vasana completes up to 3 of the following actions, go to 139. And the list is: attack with a broadsword, cast lightning with 1+ rune point. Interesting, she cannot both attack with her sword and cast an attack a spell, however. Cast shield with 1+ rune points, or cast heal wound. You may choose the same action multiple times, but may either attack with a weapon or magic, not both. All right, yeah, I think this we're gonna use our weapon. It's explicitly stating attacking with magic, so that leads me to believe that I should be able to cast shield, which is what I would like to do. Yeah, let's cast shield, and that's on 136. Your rune tattoos flash as you conjure a magical shield around you. Vostar lunges forward, attempting to cut through the spell and put you on the ground. Vasana's shield spell reacts. Vasana's shield rune spell acts on a strike rank 1, likely well before Vastar, who attacks on strike rank 7. Okay, so this is talking about this fancy initiative system that they use here. I guess this can be my token, huh? Cool. To cast shield, first decide how many rune points you want to spend. Each point of the spell gives Vasana 2 magical armor points and 2 counter magic per rune point. Make an air rune roll. If you succeed, the spell is cast. Reduce her rune points accordingly. If you critically succeed, the spell is cast without casting any rune points. Mark down the temporary magical armor on Vasana's adventure sheet and remember to reduce incoming damage by that amount. If you fail, the spell is not cast and Vostar acts. If you fumble, the spell is not cast. Okay, come on baby, stop rolling so damn high. Alright, so we are rolling air, which is 90, so, I mean, come on. 35. Hell yes. We have Casted Shield. And damn it, I should have said out loud, each point of the spell gives Vasana 2 magical armor and 2 counter magic. Alright, so in my mind, and I apologize for not saying this out loud, but I said it internally, I was going to use 2, which is pretty much everything I have left, if I'm understanding this correctly. Okay, so that would give me 4 magical armor. Doesn't say where to go next. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter if I fail or succeed. I go to 138 regardless. Voster presses the attack by slicing at you with his Kopai. He attacks on strike rank 7. We're at 1. First, choose to either parry or dodge. Melee round begins here. All rune spells are cast on this strike rank unless boosted with magic points, in which case they occur on strike rank 1 plus 1 per magic point used. So mine would have happened here, because I used 1 additional, I think. So that's where, in this battle, I shielded myself. He attacks on strike rank 7. How do I know where I would go? My strike rank is also 7. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but it's right next to my broadsword. So what I am planned on doing next was to swipe with my broadsword. So we're kind of both going at the same time. So I'm guessing we're both going... How do we determine who goes first, though? I think I'm just going to let him go first, because I went. I don't know. We'll see if I regret that. Alright, so I am going to parry or dodge. I will, of course... Oh, man, my parry sucks now, too. Still probably better than my dodge, though. My dodge is not great. Dodge is 22, so my shield is currently 30. Okay, yeah, let's do our best as we try to parry. I think we need to do both these at the same time. Wow, we might actually be in luck. 35, so that's a good parry. This almost certainly fails, although it does not say. I'm hard pressed to think it was above 90. It doesn't explicitly state it here. If he connects, which I don't think he does, if Vasana parries successfully, can reduce the damage by her weapon or shield's health. Any overwhelming damage is applied to the arm she parried and then reduced by her armor. So our medium shield, is that a strength rating or a strike rating? I guess that, I was treating that as strength rating before. So I'm really not sure how I would determine where I'm supposed to be going, to be perfectly honest. But we will continue. So, he fails. How much damage does he do? Reduce the damage by her weapon or shield's health. I'm guessing I'm still rolling his damage. A D8 and a D4 is what he's rolling. D8 and a D4. 6. So I think my shield is down 6. Alright, so boom! Hits me with the sword and, the shield took most of it. But wait, no, he just missed. Attack and parry results. I parried. He missed. Attacker parried or deflected. Defender rolls parrying weapons normal damage. Attacking weapons HP reduced by 1 HP if damage over its current HP. Attacking weapons HP reduced by 1 HP if damage over its current. So the way I read that is I rolled the damage regardless because it was parried. It was not over his strength rating, or mine, which is an 8. So I would not reduce it, which that sounds a lot more reasonable. Because honestly, that shield would not last very long. Alright, so I guess I just go to 133, which is probably where it told me to go back. Okay, so now I get to do another thing. I have shield up. I am now going to attack with the broadsword. Vastor and you swing at each other, clashing blades time and again. Vasana attacks with a broadsword and Vastor attacks with his Kopai. Vastor's strike rank is 6, lower than Vasana's 7. I wish I knew how we knew that. Is it this? And then maybe these points are the health of the item? Let me know in the comments if you know. Hopefully you can see that portion on camera. You can. Alright, cool. Alright, so he attacks first. Why is he at 6 now? He was at 7 before. But okay. So first I'm going to choose to either parry or dodge. So, what? So I can contest it with a broadsword or medium shield. She is parrying. So the downside of using the broadsword, what is the downside? Is there no downside? I don't think there is, which seems odd for how tactical we're getting here. Well, let's see. All right, so that's good. That's a 20, and that's a 74. I need to know his stats, because 74, it's possible that he did succeed. I don't know what his stat is. The only other thing I can think of is there a pre-generated character? Yeah, there is. It was convenient that that was right on the top. Okay, so we do have his stats, and it's an 80, which, damn, he did succeed. He did succeed, and I don't have a special or anything, do I? I do not. It would have to be, it's always quite low, lower than I realize. Okay, so we both succeed. A normal parry versus a normal attack. The attacker rolls normal damage. The defender's parrying weapon takes 1 HP damage. If damage more than its current AP or HP, any excess damage goes to the affected hit location. Okay. And the affected hit, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Okay, so the damage for his Kopi, a D8 plus a D4 plus 1. I forgot that plus 1 earlier, not that it mattered. Yes! Okay, we are taking -1 on my shield, and yeah, I did that thing. So, I jumped around a lot here. Attack with the broadsword, 134. So he goes first, okay, so we are good there. I feel like I could probably make these charts simpler for solo. Oh, I did roll a better success. Oh, no, not in levels, okay. Oh boy. He always chooses to parry with his Kopai. Okay, so now we get to roll our broadsword and contest it with his Kopis. Refer to the I'm just gonna say it a different way every time. Refer to the parry rules reference. If Vostra is killed by the attack, go to 170. All right, here we go, broadsword, baby! 99. Are you kidding me? And he rolled a 39. A vault, or whatever that was, 35. That might be a fumble. I don't think it is, but it might be. No, but close. Man. That sucks. Okay, so we have our chart. We're on strike rank 7. I failed. He succeeded. Attacker parried or deflected. Defender rolls parrying weapon damage. Weapons normally attacking. Weapons HP reduced. Oh, it says refer to the rules. Okay. Rolls parrying weapons normal damage. Attacking weapons HP reduced by 1 HP if damage. Okay. So I think this is actually his. He's parrying me so well, which is not enough. Yeah, so it's my broadsword points are either 12 or 7. Either way, it's not enough. Essentially nothing happens. A lot of things for nothing to happen. Alright, so we're going back to 133. So we have to do 3 of the following. I mean, we're going to do that same thing again. So we're just going to repeat the same situation because I want to hit him. So this is him attacking before me. This is me on a 10. That actually might be a special. This is a 50, so that's a success. And this is my broadsword. Special! Woo! Alright, finally! You get to see a special. So my special versus his normal. So a special parry versus a normal attack. It's parry deflected. Rolls parrying weapons normal damage. Attacking weapons HP is reduced by 1 HP if damage is over its current HP. I doubt it. So my weapon is the same, a D8 plus a D4 plus 1. That is a 7 total. So 4 on the D4. Scopus also has 12 points. If I am understanding correctly, parrying weapon takes 1 HP damage. If damage more than its current HP, any excess damage goes to the effect. So I guess it's like an attrition thing. That is him. Now, let's do our situation. Our attack. 89. What the hell? That is a success, but God, that's close. 87 on his end, so failure. We have a success, he has a failure. As we're doing this, we're getting a little faster. I had a normal attack versus his failed parry. I rolled damage, the defender takes the damage, and he's going to take that damage in his right arm. That's great. That's really great, because that's his sword arm. All right, D8 plus D4 plus 1. Come on, oh yes! Let's go, baby! That's an 11. 10 plus 1 in his right arm. Hails to the yeah! Let's take a look at this. His right arm is effed. AP is 6. Well, his AP is 6. His HP is 5. That's great. That's really great. Finally. Okay, so we're at 134. I know there's something about hurting his arm. He is not killed. Yeah, there's no scenario where he would be killed by that, but that is solid. Oh, this is what I'm looking for right here. If he is knocked unconscious or otherwise unable to attack, go to 172. If an arm is compromised, he no longer uses his shield or copus. Depending on the arm, he falls prone if a leg or his abdomen are compromised. All his attacks have their success chance halved, and attacks Vasna against him are modified by plus 40%. Go to 133. I did 3 of these things. I guess what I don't know, I guess we keep doing this until he's dead. All right, so he has 1 HP left in that arm, in that right arm there. So he technically can, I think he can still fight, which is annoying. He's 1 away. So I guess the fight continues. And I think we're gonna continue with the broadsword. I mean, there's nothing else for me to do. He goes before me, so we will continue that. This, I don't know that there's much to do here in the strike ranks, but whatever. 71, this is him attacking me, of course. So 55, he would be successful. 71, again, using my broadsword. We are both successful, which would result in my sword taking 1 HP of damage, and then any excess. So if we roll the damage. All right, let's end this, baby. 21. Not enough for a special. For me, for him maybe 16. He's got an 80. Wow, you piece of shit. So his special parry versus my normal attack. Defender rolls parrying weapons damage, normal damage. Attacking weapons HP is reduced by 1. Another high roll. That is not over. So the way I'm reading this, rolls parrying weapons normal damage, attacking weapons HP is reduced by 1 if damaged over its current HP, which it is not. So I think we're good. And I guess we just continue to do this over and over, which is a little annoying, but that was my attack, so this is his attack. I rolled a 90, which is right on the button. 65 for him, so successes on both, because I think it's at or under, right? So that's another -1 for my sword. So he's slowly working me down. All right, I'm attacking him. 45, that is a success. 77, that is a success. I don't know that this is possible, but... Whoa. Let's keep it. 9 plus 1 is 10. His Kopai is still good. Okay, the fight continues. Dun, 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 dun. Picture epic music. 59, and he has a 20. Both successes. He rolls normal damage. We're getting into the danger zone a little bit if he rolls high. 8, still good. sword just continuing to take damage there. 73 on his end, 40 on my end, which means he misses. Hell yes. So we're gonna roll normal damage and the defender takes the damage. That's what we like to see. I'm gonna roll this, but I think this is probably, regardless of what happens, I'm gonna probably end the fight here. Chest. Is it possible to just target the arm? Like, what do I need to do? Does it have to be critical? I don't see anything that says that. I want to just target that. I don't see any rules, but I feel like my roll was decent. We're gonna hit the arm. We're gonna hit the arm, because why wouldn't we, right? To end this. Oh wow, I don't think it does. All his attacks have their success chance halved, and attacks Bosna makes against him are modified by plus 40% to her chance of success. So this doesn't even really... I don't know if I love that. His arm is effed. So it would bring me back to 133. I think I'm going to pull an audible here. With the 134 with the broadsword, he always chooses to parry, contest it. If he's killed, go to 170. He's knocked unconscious or otherwise unable to attack, 172. That's what I want. If an arm is compromised, he no longer uses it. I think we're just gonna go right to 172 and we'll play it by, we'll figure it out from there. Honestly, I think the most fun in these situations is when you're able to go beyond the pre-written adventure in some way. I mean, I'm a human, I'm not a robot, so I can think. Here we go. You strike, Vostra blocks, Vostra slashes, and you dodge out of the way. You dart around and thrust your weapon forward. There is a loud clang. You wheel about to see you have struck the side of Vostra's helmet. While he tries to regain his footing, you strike again, and the force of your blow sends him tumbling to the ground. He lies there in the twilight of unconsciousness, unable to act. In this scenario, I'm going to say his arm. Do I just cut his arm off? I forget how much damage it was. 5? I mean, that was enough. That was enough to do it, right? We'll say it was. We'll say it was. I don't think it actually was. I think the armor, if I'm understanding correctly, continues to block it. But I did a shit ton of damage that first time. That's just so much damage that you would have to do. You'd be like going back and forth forever. So yeah, I'm going to say, is the arm cut off? Did I cut off the arm? You're wrong, Oracle. Pull a audible here. No. No, but it is not cut off, but it is, we'll say it's like dangling. Like you can see where we cut into it a bit, and if we were able to get a better strike, we may have just cut the whole thing clean off, like the bone is protruding out a bit. Okay, so where were we? He's like potentially bleeding out. We're gonna go to 178. You stagger away and frantically search the camp for the signal horn. You find it, still held in the hands of a dead Sartorite. You take the horn in one hand and clamber up the side of the embankment. Though exhausted, you raise it high and blow into it with all your might. The clear tone reverberates in your ears and carries loudly through the air. You blow for as long as you can. When your breath fails you, you let it drop to the ground. You collapse against the nearby embankment wall and gaze out towards the village. 179. Here's a map. We'll put the map here so we can see. Silence, just silence. You watch the distant shape of Dangerford village and you wait. A few heart-stopping moments go by before, at last, you hear a horn sound in response. Moments later, dark shapes pour out of the village towards the Dangerford. You let yourself sag, relieved. From this position, you watch as the reinforcements sweep into the river and rout the enemy. You see the lunar infantry notice the approaching riders, then frantically turn to resist them, but to no avail. The Sartorite horde smashes into the overexposed Lunars, and with blood, bronze, and fury drives them from the Dangerford. You gaze open-mouthed at the mayhem, when at last, the Lunar line begins its retreat proper, and you stagger down from the signal camp and make your way back towards Danger Isle. Increase the BRT by 20%. Let's go! Interested. I feel like we're getting close to the end, so I'm curious of how that's gonna go. Go to 194. Sick art. Kind of wish whatever that was is what I did. The battle is over. The sound of clashing metal has faded, and the sounds of wounded soldiers now echo in the air. Although you were only a single warrior on the field, your impact was significant. Calculate the final BRT. If the result is less than 10, go to 195. If it is less than or equal to 20, go to 196. If it is greater than 20, go to 197. And then if it is greater than 40, go to 198. We are greater than 20, so we will go to 197. The Lunar forces were overwhelmed by the fury of the Sartorite assault. Fazur Widereed managed to order a full retreat before the Lunars suffered catastrophic losses, but he was harried and pursued all the way to the borders of the land. The Lunars will return, but they will need to be more cautious. They have tasted the bite of Sartar. Already, legends spread throughout the land like wildfire. The Lunars can be beaten. When you return to Danger Isle, you see groups of exhausted warriors in jubilant celebration. You join with them and cheer. That night, torches dance like fireflies across the Dangerford, while high above the gods look down. They have blessed Sartar and you this day. Now, in all the days that follow, you must continue the fight and do them proud. 199. We did it! We did it! Alright, congratulations! You have reached the end of the Battle of Dangerford. The first step into Glorantha is only the beginning of your journey. After the Battle of Dangerford, Kalir Starbrow and her companions continue on towards Boldholm, where the assembled tribes grant her the title of Prince of Sartar. Others of the Sartorite army make their way south to Johnstown to fortify against the possibility of a lunar counterattack. What perils face Sartar, the Lunar Empire, and the rest of Glorantha now? This is for you to decide. Those interested in following the story of Vasana can look to the introductory scenario included in the Runequest starter set. The adventurer joins Vasana and her companions as they arrive in Johnstown, just after the battle. If Vasana is captured, then perhaps a clever game master might give her a chance to organize an escape. Remember that your Glorantha will vary. Whether your journey in Glorantha takes you deeper into Sartar or across the width and breadth of the land, remember, you can always return to the adventure to familiarize yourself with the rules, unlock different endings, or find hidden secrets. If Vasana survived the battle, you may see if she learned from experience, potentially increasing the abilities and runes she used successfully. May the gods of storm and thunder protect you all. Hell yes! Was there anything, I don't think I did any skills that would have leveled me up more. But yeah, so that was Runequest Soloquest. That was really cool, really neat. I liked how the BRT in the end there affected the overall battle. That was cool. I do love like war style games. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of this Soloquest, what you thought of a choose your own adventure / role-playing game intro, or just Runequest in general. If you would like me to continue, like they suggested, the adventure of Vasana, let me know in the comments. So, this has been The Sacred Art of Gaming. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I will see you in the next one as we continue to explore the sacred art of gaming together.